Today's news are BTS and other K-pop idols' problem with stalker fans. Fans are worried for Jimin, Jungkook and RM as they are set to undergo the cold training. Jin's high school friend makes revelations about the singer. Fans react to Suga and IU, and more BTS news. In recent times, the issue of privacy violation by overzealous fans, known as sasaengs, has become a major problem for numerous public figures, prompting them to publicly denounce these invasive actions. Jae-jung, a well-known celebrity, recently took to his social media to voice his concerns regarding sasaeng taxis. He shared his experiences of encountering these taxis, highlighting the extreme measures drivers take, and expressed the significant emotional impact these incidents have on him. Other celebrities have similarly been vocal about their struggles with sasaeng fans. For example, Baekhyun from the group EXO shared his experience on the fan platform Bubble. In his message, he discussed how his vocal training and focus on education were interrupted by a sasaeng fan's visit, which made it difficult for him to concentrate. Sehun, another member of EXO, has faced incessant disturbances in the form of numerous phone calls to his personal number, amounting to around 100 calls daily. Expressing his frustration, he remarked that changing his phone number seemed futile, as the calls persist regardless, only adding to his annoyance. V also had a troubling experience with a sasaeng fan who approached him at his residence, presenting a marriage certificate. As a consequence, this fan is currently facing legal repercussions for breaching stalking laws. In a similar vein, Jungkook issued a firm warning to sasaeng fans against delivering food to his home, stating his intent to take further action if such incidents continued. Big Hit Music, the management company of BTS, has adopted a firm approach against stalking-related crimes that jeopardize the safety of their artists, implementing a strict policy against such behavior. The persistent complaints from celebrities about enduring long-term harassment from sasaeng fans have led to a change in public perception. Actions that were once seen as merely extreme fan behavior are now recognized as criminal activities. Despite the introduction of laws like the Stalking Punishment Act and prohibitions against sasaeng fans, the persistence of this sasaeng culture continues to cause dismay among many. The close friendship between members of the Wooga squad, specifically between Park Seo-joon and V, has recently been highlighted in a charming way. Park Seo-joon, who is currently in the spotlight for his lead role in the popular Netflix drama Gyeongseong Creature alongside Han So-hee, has shared a vlog on his YouTube channel, Record Parks, giving fans a glimpse behind the scenes of the drama's production. In a notable segment towards the video's end, Park Seo-joon, while working out without a shirt, was seen with a mute Boston bag designed by V positioned on a table nearby. This sighting sparked joy among fans, who appreciated the sweet gesture of Park Seo-joon using V's bag, presumably a gift, and continuing to do so over time. The first instance of Park Seo-joon being seen with the bag dates back to August 2022, when he posted a mirror selfie that also featured V prominently. This incident sheds light on the tight bond shared within the Wooga squad, which comprises actors Choi Woo-sik, Park Hyung-sik, and singer Peak Boy. In addition to Park Seo-joon and V, the group has consistently shown support for each other's endeavors over the years, often in subtle yet meaningful ways. For those who might not be familiar, the Mute Boston bag is a piece of merchandise personally designed by V as part of his artist-made collection, which was released in early 2022. Each BTS member designed products for the collection that reflect their individual personalities. V, known for his classic and vintage tastes, created a bag that resembles an item from a luxury brand, distinguishing it from typical K-pop merchandise. The unique design of the Mute Boston bag has proven to be a success. Since its release, the bag has seen high demand and stands as the best-selling item in the entire Artist Madi collection. It has become a sought-after item among ARMYs, frequently spotted at gatherings with large crowds of fans. Members of the globally renowned group BTS, specifically RM, Jimin, and Jungkook, are currently fulfilling their mandatory military service in South Korea. On January 22nd, an update about their military involvement was shared on Twitter by a user. The post indicated that the 5th and 15th Divisions, where these BTS members are likely stationed, are scheduled to partake in cold range training from January 22 to 26. After completing their basic military training, Jimin, Jungkook, and Namjoon have been assigned to their respective divisions. The Twitter update concerning their potential involvement in this rigorous training sparked concern among the BTS fanbase regarding the well-being of the group members. RM graduated from basic military training on January 16th, earning recognition as an elite soldier. The next day, Jungkook and Jimin also completed their training, with Jimin receiving the commander's commendation and ranking at the top of his class. Cold training, which these members might undergo, is a challenging exercise designed to prepare soldiers for survival in severe winter conditions. This training is vital for the South Korean military, given the country's heavy snowfall each year. It includes various rigorous activities such as carrying heavy military equipment, fast roping from helicopters for covert missions, navigating snowy terrain, simulating battles, and evacuating casualties. This comprehensive training is aimed at equipping soldiers for operations in snow-covered environments, encompassing skills like using winter gear, building shelters, recognizing and treating cold weather injuries, and moving efficiently over snow. Fans on Twitter have expressed both concern and faith in the resilience of Jungkook, Jimin, and Namjoon, commending their strength and ability to face challenges. While the BTS members have completed their initial 5-week basic military training and have been assigned to their units, the nature of their additional training and activities remains uncertain. The information shared on Twitter about their participation in cold range training has not been officially confirmed, leaving the accuracy of these details in question. BTS's Jin recently received a wave of compliments from fans following a heartwarming revelation made by one of his high school friends. This came to light on January 22nd when a comment under a YouTube video where Jin was seen camping with longtime friends gained attention on social media. The comment, shared on an unspecified platform, was written by someone claiming to be a high school friend of Jin, and it brought to light some endearing anecdotes from their past. In the comment, the writer reminisced about how Jin used to spend time daily with friends and noted that they are still close friends today. He revealed that he himself had once aspired to be a celebrity, but ultimately pursued a career as an Oriental doctor, thanking Jin for always being kind and supportive. This revelation led to a surge of pride and admiration among fans for Jin's consistent kindness. Many fans were touched to see that Jin, despite his fame, remained close to his high school friends, valuing these relationships. A social media user emphasized this, commenting that Jin places friendship above fame. Known for his kind-hearted nature, Jin's actions during his teenage years, as described by his friend, further endeared him to fans. The friend recalled their days at the math academy, where Jin stood out as the only one in their group to complete his homework. He expressed gratitude for Jin's care, especially since he was the only one from a different school and often skipped the academy, prompting Jin to wait for him at the school gate. The friend amusingly recounted how he used to escape over the mountain behind the school to avoid Jin. Additionally, the friend shared his journey from aspiring celebrity to becoming an Oriental doctor, expressing happiness at knowing that all his old friends, including Jin, are doing well. He concluded with well wishes for Jin and their friends, expressing his contentment at seeing everyone succeed. Fans on social media were moved by these stories, admiring the BTS member for his lasting friendships and kind nature. In a recent article published by Weverse magazine, an interview with Jung Jae-hoon revealed intriguing details about the collaboration between BTS member Min Yoongi, known as Suga, and South Korean singer and actress IU. On January 22nd, the magazine shared insights into the effort and dedication behind their appearance on the talk show Suchwita, which is hosted by Suga. Despite their busy schedules, IU and Suga managed to film an episode of Suchwita to the delight of their fans. The episode, featuring IU as a guest on the 24th episode of the show, became a topic of admiration and gratitude among fans on social media. Suchwita, a discussion program presented by Suga, features in-depth conversations with special guests about music and other topics over drinks. Jung Jae-hoon, the lead professional of Original Content's 3 studio, which produces Suchwita, shared during the interview that the arrangement for IU's appearance was made during her episode on IU's Palette. IU had promised to appear on Suchwita if her episode on IU's Palette reached 10 million views. With Suga's impending military enlistment in September, they decided to film the episode beforehand. Both artists juggled their commitments, with Suga preparing for military conscription and other pre-filming schedules, and IU being occupied with filming You Have Done Well. The episode showcased discussions about IU's experiences from her teenage years to her 30s, paralleled with Suga's own life stories from these periods. The focus was on highlighting IU's musicianship, which has significantly impacted K-pop. Jae-hoon noted that despite IU's influence, there had been little exploration of her musical journey. Therefore, the episode extensively featured IU's musical catalog and discography to emphasize her iconic career. Jaehoon added that the Suchwita team conducts thorough research for each guest, significantly altering YouTube's algorithm. He expressed that they spent considerable time finding the perfect clips to play during the episode. The production team of Suchwita anticipated humorous interactions between IU and the BTS idol, and their expectations were exceeded as the two engaged in playful bickering and teasing throughout the episode. Jaehoon observed that despite their squabbles, the mutual respect and admiration between IU and Suga for each other's music was evident. Their rapport required only a general outline for the episode to be successful. IU's appearance on Suchwita aired on December 26th and has since garnered over 3.7 million views on YouTube, reflecting the excitement and enthusiasm from fans worldwide. Learning about the efforts IU and Yoongi put into making time for this project amidst their packed schedules, fans from both ARMY and UAENA took to Twitter to express their appreciation and love for the artists. In a past interview with RM, he shared his thoughts on the creative process behind the group's album, BE. RM credited his fellow members for their significant assistance, noting that while his lyrics were included in the album, the music he composed was not. He felt particularly grateful for the group's input, especially regarding the song Stay, which was initially intended for Jungkook's mixtape, but was later added to the album due to its popularity among the members. RM also talked about the concept behind the album's photos, which involved each member decorating a room in their style, reflecting the increased time spent indoors due to the pandemic. He humorously suggested that he might have been the one who proposed this concept. For his part, RM created a modern and warm room, incorporating a painting and figurines from his collection, although he had initially wanted to showcase one of his paintings. When asked about his interest in art and how it influences his experience at home compared to public spaces, RM recalled a saying that resonated with him about the ownership of art being unnecessary for appreciation. He envied painters for their ability to leave a lasting physical legacy and was trying to find more relaxed viewing experiences for himself. RM then discussed how his engagement with art has impacted his music, particularly his lyric writing. He explained that art helped him develop a multisensory approach to thinking, allowing him to view his thoughts from various angles. This shift, however, made lyric writing more challenging, as he became more cautious and considered different perspectives. He described his creative process as being akin to building a Jenga tower, where it has become harder to add new ideas. He speculated that this might be due to his age, the intense experiences BTS has gone through over the past 7 years, or perhaps an attempt to emulate fine artists. This creative slowdown led to none of his songs being included in the album, as they were too personal. RM also noted a shift in his music, focusing more on lyrics rather than musical trends. This change was partly influenced by a conversation with Dog, who suggested that RM was evolving into a lyricist. RM's reflections on his musical identity were influenced by artists like Lee Sora and his exploration of Korean and Western musical influences. Finally, RM spoke about the incorporation of old Korean music into BE, describing the album as a blend of Korean and pop music. He highlighted the lasting impression that Korean songs have had on him and the distinctiveness of the album's sound. Continuing from the previous discussion, RM delved into the nuances of BTS's song Life Goes On. He described it as having a pop melody but with a different VB compared to Dynamite being calm and almost contemplative. The song, according to RM, was not deeply sentimental, allowing the melody to flow naturally. He mentioned that the chorus was entirely pop, with one of the writers being American, yet the song did not strictly adhere to American music trends. RM expressed uncertainty about how Life Goes On would be received, given its tranquil nature. He hoped that the song would have a lasting impact, with future generations recalling it fondly. He emphasized the importance of lyrics in songs, as they leave a lasting impression, and hoped that his words, combined with his voice, would resonate with people for a long time. However, RM also acknowledged the contrast between the group's success symbols and their actual musical identity. Discussing the impact of Dynamite's success on the Billboard Hot 100, RM shared his initial reluctance to get overly excited due to fear of disappointment. Despite his reservations, he recognized the importance of savoring such moments while striving to maintain objectivity. Reflecting on the lyrics of Life Goes On, RM related a personal experience of trying to outrun a dark cloud, which led to an epiphany about the limits of human capability. He resonated with artist Wanky Kim's sentiment about embracing one's cultural roots and reflected on his past late-night contemplations. On a more personal note, RM mentioned that he had started working out, viewing it as a way to achieve steadiness in his life. He believed that this physical change could positively impact his mental state and creativity in the long term. When asked about his perspective on music as both a job and a calling, RM expressed a deep sense of responsibility and dedication. He emphasized the importance of professionalism and staying true to his commitments, while also trying to find happiness in his work. Regarding his current feelings about BTS, RM candidly admitted to a shift in understanding over the years. Initially confident in his knowledge about the group, he later realized that there was much more to learn and understand. He likened BTS's journey to a startup becoming a unicorn, filled with contradictions and ironies. RM reflected on his 20s as a period of intense experiences, learning, and happiness. Finally, RM shared his views on his personal identity, emphasizing his Korean roots and the desire to contribute meaningfully to his generation. He recognized the unique position of millennials, caught between analog and digital worlds, and expressed his commitment to understanding and capturing the essence of his generation through his work with BTS. At 27, RM saw himself as a true representative of his era, navigating the complexities and ironies of his identity and career. In a past interview, V from BTS discussed his experiences and insights, particularly focusing on his performance with Olivia Rodrigo at the Grammy Awards. During their staged conversation in the introduction of BTS's performance of Butter, V mentioned he was quite nervous due to the clothing choreography involved. He admitted to not saying anything substantial to Rodrigo, just uttering blah 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 to create the scene. The decision for V to act alongside Olivia Rodrigo was a last-minute suggestion from the Grammys team, accepted on the day of the show. V had no prior knowledge of who he would be seated next to, adding to the spontaneous nature of the performance. V compared the performance to scenes from the Now You See Me movies, aiming to capture a similar feeling of conning people in a fun and magical way. He was conscious of the need to maintain timing for the card-throwing part of the performance, while engaged in conversation with Rodrigo. Despite his apprehensions about the performance, particularly the clothing choreography, which had not gone well during rehearsals, V and the rest of BTS decided to proceed. Their successful performance, despite the initial worries, was met with a fantastic response. Reflecting on the completion of the performance, V felt relieved and looked forward to enjoying other artists' performances. He also shared his admiration for Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett, expressing his deep appreciation for Gaga's jazz performances and calling her this generation's jazz queen. V's long-standing love for jazz has intensified over time, influencing his current musical style. His personal style, reflected in his Instagram posts, showcases his individuality. V stated he posts spontaneously based on his daily mood and feelings, without following a specific criterion. Discussing golf, V shared how his initial disinterest transformed into enthusiasm after watching The Greatest Game Ever Played. His spontaneous nature led him to pursue golf immediately, enjoying the unique atmosphere of the sport. V also touched on the influence of movies on his performances, aiming to convey different interpretations and emotions through his artistry. If his life were a movie, he would want it to convey a sense of freedom, reflecting his free-spirited nature. Regarding his music, V mentioned that he has shelved his old songs and is focusing on new compositions, aiming for a consistent quality in his work. He prefers to release music that resonates with him both at the time of creation and upon revisiting it later. V's approach to music within BTS involves creating different personas, each representing various aspects of his personality and talent. He sees each persona as a different branch of a tree, each bearing unique fruit. Finally, V expressed his ultimate dream as an artist to create numerous personas, each capable of showcasing a different aspect of himself, whether as a singer, actor, photographer, or simply as V. He aims to continually evolve and reinvent himself in his artistic journey,